Today we're talking about the most fun isometric games you can play on Nintendo Switch. Some of them aren't brand new, in fact a few have been legends for years, but they still deliver a ton of enjoyment. Some will pull you deep into their story for hours, while others hit you with fast-paced action that makes you say, just one more run. Strategy, adventure, loot hunting, there's a bit of everything here. Whether you're the type who says, I just want to relax and have fun, or the one who loves to plan every move, you'll find something here that's right up your alley. Long story short, these are the kind of games that'll put a smile on your face the moment you fire them up on your Switch. So, let's get started. Starting off with Divinity Original Sin 2, probably the most feature-rich isometric RPG you can get your hands on. Yes, even on the Switch. This game isn't just deep, it's massive. You've got a sprawling world filled with political tension, bizarre creatures, and quests that twist depending on the weird choices you make. Want to talk your way out of a boss fight? Sure. Want to kill an NPC that was supposed to be important? Go ahead. Every decision actually changes something, and the writing is just top tier. Funny, philosophical, and sometimes straight up brutal. Combat is turn-based but full of flair, letting you play with elemental combos and clever positioning. And the fact that this whole package runs shockingly well on the Switch makes it all the more impressive. If you want a no-compromise, real-deal RPG experience in the palm of your hands, this one absolutely delivers. Next up is Hades, and yeah, there's a reason this one blew up. It's a roguelike, sure, but it's also one of the most addictive and finely tuned isometric action games out there. You play as Zagreus, the rebellious son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld again and again. But what sets it apart is how the game embraces failure. Dying isn't the end, it's progression. Characters remember what you did, new dialogue opens up, relationships grow. The combat is lightning fast and responsive, with tons of weapons, upgrades, and boons from the Greek gods that make every run feel fresh. It looks slick, it sounds incredible, and it never stops rewarding your time. Even after dozens of hours, you'll still be unlocking secrets, chasing builds, and getting pulled back in. It's just one of those games that gets its hooks in early and never lets go. Now let's talk about Disco Elysium: The Final Cut, a game that basically throws every RPG rulebook out the window. No combat system, no grinding, no fetch quests. Instead, it drops you into the shoes of a broken detective waking up in a trashed hotel room with no memory, and it just lets you figure it out. And that's where it shines. You're not building a fighter or a mage, you're shaping a personality. A chain-smoking anarchist, a delusional art critic, a sad, drunk mess. All of those are viable. The isometric world is grimy, poetic, and politically charged, with some of the best writing ever put into a video game. Every internal thought is a character. Your brain literally argues with itself. It's wild. And with the Final Cut Edition on Switch, you get full voice acting and expanded quests that elevate the experience even further. It's weird, smart, and absolutely unforgettable. Coming in next is Torchlight II, and this one is for the loot goblins out there. It's an old-school action RPG in the best way possible. Colorful, fast-paced, and filled to the brim with monsters to kill and gear to hoard. You pick a class, dive into randomized dungeons, and just start melting enemies with flashy abilities and explosive combos. But it's not just mindless clicking, there's real depth here. Pets can carry your loot, different builds actually change how you play, and the game constantly feeds you rewards that feel meaningful. It doesn't try to reinvent the genre like Diablo sometimes does. It just nails the formula and makes it fun. On Switch, it runs smooth, looks sharp, and feels perfect for short or long play sessions. If you're in the mood for a satisfying, no-nonsense dungeon crawler that doesn't waste your time, this one's still got it. Now for something a little weirder, Lost in Random: The Eternal Die. This game leans hard into its dark fairy tale vibes, and it works. You're thrown into a twisted world where everything is ruled by the roll of a die, and you play as a girl named Even, trying to rescue her sister from the sinister forces that control the realm. But it's not just a Tim Burton-style art piece. The gameplay actually stands out. It mixes real-time movement with deck-building mechanics and strategic dice rolls. You collect energy, freeze time, roll your die, and then activate abilities from a custom card deck. It's chaotic, but in a really fun, tactical way. The world design is haunting, the characters are bizarre in the best way, and the story has this emotional core that sneaks up on you. It's unique, it's risky, and it pays off more often than not. Next is Metal Slug Tactics. And yeah, this one caught a lot of people off guard in the best way. Instead of the usual side-scrolling mayhem, they flipped the formula into a turn-based tactics game, and surprisingly, it works. You're still getting that classic Metal Slug energy. Explosions, over-the-top enemies, wild characters, but now you're planning your moves, setting up flanks, and managing resources on grid-based maps. It's got that old-school pixel art look with tons of modern polish, and it feels like a love letter to both fans of the series and tactics games in general. Each mission plays out like a tight puzzle, where positioning and timing matter just as much as firepower. Add in character upgrades, custom loadouts, and dynamic battlefields, and there's a lot to sink your teeth into. It's fast-paced strategy that still manages to feel like Metal Slug, and that's no easy feat. Coming up next is Triangle Strategy, a tactical RPG that isn't afraid to slow things down and make you think. Set in a politically tense fantasy world, every choice you make, in and out of battle, can shift the story in surprising ways. The big hook here is the Scales of Conviction system, where your party members literally vote on major decisions based on how you've influenced them. Combat plays out on gorgeous, grid-based maps with elevation, weather effects, and character-specific abilities that can change the tide of a fight. It's not about rushing in, it's about positioning, planning, and using every advantage you can get. The HD 2D art style is stunning, giving it that classic feel with modern detail, and the branching narrative means no two playthroughs are quite the same. If you like your strategy games layered with story and moral dilemmas, this is one you can sink weeks into. Now let's talk about Undying, a survival game that's way more emotional than you'd expect. You play as Anling, a mother who's been bitten during a zombie outbreak and knows her time is running out. The goal? Teach her young son Cody how to survive before it's too late. That setup alone hits hard, but the gameplay really carries it. It's an isometric, day-by-day survival loop where you scavenge for food, craft tools, avoid danger, and slowly transfer your skills to Cody. But while most survival games focus on stats and meters, Undying makes you care about the people involved. Watching Cody grow, take initiative, and eventually support you, it's powerful stuff. The art style is soft, almost painterly, but the world is harsh and unforgiving. It's not just about making it through another day, it's about what you leave behind. If you want survival with a soul, this one's worth your time. Next up is Children of Morta, and this one hits differently because it's not just about heroes saving the world, it's about a family doing it together. You play as the Bergsons, a clan of guardians protecting their homeland from an ancient corruption. Each family member has a distinct fighting style, from sword-wielding warriors to magic users and agile archers, and you can swap between them as you progress. The game blends hack-and-slash combat with roguelike progression, meaning every run changes, but the upgrades and story moments carry over. What really stands out is how the narrative is woven into the gameplay. You'll see quiet moments around the family home, hear heartfelt narration, and watch relationships evolve between battles. The pixel art is gorgeous, the animations are fluid, and the soundtrack has a surprising emotional weight. It's an action game with heart, and it sticks with you long after the credits roll. Finally, we've got LEGO Horizon Adventures, a mashup that nobody saw coming but actually makes a lot of sense. It takes the lush, post-apocalyptic world of Horizon and rebuilds it in colorful LEGO bricks, complete with that signature tongue-in-cheek humor. You still get the core loop of exploring, fighting robotic creatures, and uncovering the mysteries of the world, but it's all presented in a lighter, more accessible package. Combat is simplified but still satisfying, with different weapons and gadgets to play around with. There's also a big focus on co-op, letting you team up and tackle the adventure together, whether that's in big story moments or goofy side activities. The environments pop with detail, the cutscenes constantly throw in jokes, and it all feels like a playful remix of a serious franchise. It's Horizon, but with less brooding and more brick-breaking fun. And honestly, that's a welcome change. And that's the list. Some of these might be old favorites, others might be completely new to you, but every single one of them has that just one more session magic. Whether you're in the mood for deep strategy, fast-paced action, or something more laid back to relax with, these games have you covered. If any of them caught your attention, give them a try and see where they take you. If you've got your own favorite isometric games on Switch, share them in the comments so everyone can check them out. Until next time, have fun.